It's a Kraken good time. Do you get it? No? All right. So, Buffalo. Buffalo, they have some decisions to make when it comes to next year. And there's one spot where I think they might want to make a move because odds are they could lose a very good player. They're a team that may very well want to make a deal with Seattle, and we'll get to that. And we'll see whether or not Ron Francis makes that deal. So on the protected list for Buffalo, and again, I'm using Cap Friendly for this. So Cap Friendly has the Seattle expansion tool. I'm going through team by team, and then when I've done all 30 teams that are involved in the expansion, because Vegas is exempt, they spent $500 million on their expansion team. They're only 3 years into their existence. I have to say, too, the player that Vegas would lose, likely not a great player. So it's not like Vegas is being exempt from losing something fantastic here. And at some point, I'll do a video on what would Vegas actually lose. But here we go. Skinner has a no movement clause, has to be protected. And so that's the only no movement clause there. Eichel obviously gets protected. Taylor Hall, even though he's only got a 1-year contract, you have to think they'd be keeping him around. Now, in the event that Taylor Hall, if it doesn't work out in Buffalo or Buffalo's not going to keep him, then they expose him. And then I think Eric Stahl or Zemgus Girgensons gets protected. I'll go ahead and say Girgensons gets protected in that situation. Other than that, Sam Reinhart, who was exempt last expansion, is not exempt from this one. Olofsson, Eakin, and I said, you know what, Middlestad. Now, if you want to say, well, Middlestad will be exposed because he's not developing and we'll protect Stahl instead, no problem. And maybe Casey Middlestad would be one that Seattle would look at and say, we think we can fix this player. We think we can get this guy going. But I think he's still a part of Buffalo's plan going forward. We'll see if Kevin Adams has him as part of the plan or if Middlestad might find himself traded before the end of the year too. But he has to be protected. So because of how many games he's played and how many years he's got experience at the National Hockey League level, he is eligible to be taken in the expansion draft. So again, if you want to protect Girgensons and expose Middlestad, if you want to protect Stahl and expose Taylor Hall because you don't think he's going to stay that long in Buffalo, I'd understand that too. On the blue line, Ristolainen, Jokiharju, and Dahlin. The rumors of Ristolainen being traded go back for the last, I'll say 2 years. We've heard rumors about Ristolainen being traded. I'm going to go ahead and predict they start again. Because if Ristolainen, Jokiharju, and Dahlin are the protected ones, and I think those are the 3 that would get protected of the current defensemen, it would leave Colin Miller out there, Brandon Montour, and Jake McCabe. So Montour would be very tempting for Seattle. That would give them a legit top 4 defenseman right out of the gate. Now, in terms of goaltending, Buffalo, I have them protecting Ullmark. Hutton is a UFA in 2021. And I can't see Johansson being a goaltender that Seattle would necessarily be interested in. Now, where I think things are going to get interesting is you have the Kyle Okposo contract. We can all agree the Kyle Okposo contract is not a great contract, right? So Buffalo, not protecting Okposo, could go to Seattle and say, hey, we know you're looking at Montour. We know you're looking at, say, maybe Colin Miller. But Colin Miller's contract's not great either. So maybe Buffalo goes to Seattle and says, hey, if you're willing to take Okposo or Miller, we'll throw you a draft pick. We'll throw you a 3rd rounder if you take Miller. We'll throw you a 2nd or a 1st if you take Okposo. And Seattle says, you know what? We can add more draft picks. We can do that. As much as we'd like to take Montour, we'd rather have the draft pick. So that may be where trades come in. I don't think there'll be any crazy trades in general. But it's possible that Buffalo may be willing to, because again, that would free them up with $6 million in cap space for next year. And cap space is gold in today's NHL because of the flat cap, which will still exist past this coming season. So while we're talking about the flat cap now, we will still be talking about the flat salary cap next summer. So I think it's an interesting list for Buffalo. And again, it's possible that you protect, maybe you expose Eakin, you protect Girgensons, but it's going to be interesting to see who Seattle takes from Buffalo. So there you go. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Again, this is just spitballing who I think they protect and who I think might be available. And we know this is going to change between now and when Seattle drafts, but while we're back into an off season, why not take a look at it? So let me know your thoughts, your predictions, all that wonderful stuff in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And I'm looking forward to getting new Buffalo jerseys. I have not seen the white one yet available, which means I may have to keep wearing the old white ones. I'm very glad they don't have the numbers on the front on the new ones. I think that looks a lot cleaner. I never understood the numbers on the front. It doesn't work for me. But anyways, there you go. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.